Got the album wall. I'm almost done. I want a Hollywood's Bleeding poster on the left, and I don't know what's going to go on the right. I really want to do Billie Eilish.
That'd be tough.
I want to do Billie Eilish or, honestly, Greasy Abrams has been.
The End of Us. Or the Story of Us.
Yeah, Story of Us. Or, yeah.
I don't know why I said The End of Us.
Yeah, it's tough. Anyways, what's up, everyone? Today we're interviewing young Huddy. Welcome in, man. Glad you could
Thanks,
be
man.
here. It's been a long time coming. I remember the first time you brought up this album to me, it was a different name. It was Love Letter 2. What made you make that change?
See, the first Love Letter, it was like a complete different style. It was a lot more like guitar pop.
Mm-hmm.
And the start of the end just didn't feel like a Love Letter 2 type of thing. It's like, it's hard to explain kind of, but the start of the end kind of just felt like a better fitting name for it. Because this album is really about like what feels like the start of the end of a relationship.
I feel like this is one of your first projects that really tells a full story, and a lot of the songs do the same thing. For example, when I heard Blind for the first time, I love how it just tells a story throughout. Like, I feel like the verses and the chorus go together. And the thing about Blind is I feel like you can take it in different ways. Because the first time I heard Blind, I heard it as a heartbreak song, which I heard it like a couple months ago when it got leaked or whatever. And I heard the whole song and I was like, this is like a heartbreak song. And then I heard it again and it was wanting someone you can't have. And then I heard it again and it was a love song. It's like, it's crazy how you can make a song like that. It's just, that's one of the cool things about art, is it can be interpreted in so many different ways.
It has very many different meanings to it.
So you talked about how originally it was Love Letter 2 and then you had to change it to Start of the End just because it fit the vibe more. How many times do you think this album was done before it actually was?
Oh my god, that's a good question. Jeez, bro. There were so many times where I was like, there's at least 10 songs that were scrapped from this album.
Jeez.
Well, actually, definitely way more than that, but like 10 that were on the track list that I was like, nah, I can do better. So I had it finished like June.
Wow.
And then I finished it like 8 more times.
I never feel like this is your most honest project. The first line of the intro is, I'm scared not to fake a smile forever. The interludes are so personal, I want to get into that later. How do you become so open in these songs?
I honestly just kind of wait until I'm most vulnerable during the day when I'm recording, and then I just let it all out on the beat, basically.
Yep. How do you decide which songs are put on what style or what you're feeling is put onto a beat or put onto a guitar play, like What Changed or Everything I Do?
It's honestly kind of based on the day. It like varies. It's like one day I'll feel like I'll want to make a beat or something, and depending on my mood, I want to do like a more energetic, like Hard on Ice, or like a more laid back, like Try For You.
Yeah, Try For You. I love seeing you get in your bag on songs like You Hurt Me and Hard on Ice and Fighting Fire with Fire, but I also love hearing it when it's just you and your guitar. Or the guitar.
Yeah,
you're not playing it. On What Changed and Everything I Do and the outro. Speaking of Fighting Fire with Fire, the intro to the album, who are you talking to in that first song? I feel like you can talk to yourself, you're talking to an actual relationship. There's lots of different feels that it seems like
You can take it in any way you want to, honestly.
Right.
I mean, but it's, coming from a relationship and talking to myself too. And then also just talking to basically anyone like doubting me, I guess.
Yeah, I feel that. It kind of reminds me of the intro from Burning Bridges. That intro, Fighting Fire with Fire, really reminds me of Burning Bridges in a lot of ways.
It kind of does me too, honestly.
Well, making any of these songs, when you made them that day or that week, did they mean something then that means something totally different now? And do you have any examples of that?
Let me think real quick. Hold on. Yeah. You Hurt Me.
Yeah.
Because it was one day and I just heard something like about a relationship, and then I just got pissed off. I don't even know why. So I just started going ham, and I was just like trying to just throw strays at anyone. I throw a diss line at a guy.
Yeah.
We're gonna call him John.
John.
And it's the last 3 of when the beat is about to switch back. It's don't even get in the game, you a fan. Know your place, don't even know where to stand. And then we broke it off and you knew in advance. those are the little sneak diss lines.
Alright, we'll leave it at that then. Speaking of You Hurt Me, that second half, it kind of feels like a Come Alive type beat. Like I can hear like the little doo-doo, like I don't know what to describe that sound. It's like it's in Come Alive and the beat switches in that song when the beat switches. And like you were saying, the lyrics kind of felt dissy, like it's hard, it was angry, I guess you could say. And then it kind of reminded me of kind of like how Ray raps, like kind of his like flow and style. I looked in the credits and saw he was in the credits. Did he have an influence on that song at all in that second half?
Well, he helped me write the lyrics, or not write lyrics. He helped me like come up with lyrics for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he actually left my house before I did the second part.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the flow, it did have some inspiration for me.
Yeah, I could definitely see that in that one.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are wondering why Bring My Heart to Life didn't make the album. Can you explain that thought process?
It doesn't fit the vibe of the album. The vibe of the album is heartbreak, and Bring My Heart to Life is vulnerable in a lifestyle way. And it's talking about how if a girl can like bring me up instead of bringing me down.
Speaking of Bring My Heart to Life, is that song connected in any way to What Changed? Because in What Changed, you said the words, "I want you to bring my heart to life, not to kill it." Are those
It's very much connected, yeah. Because Bring My Heart to Life it's like, it was when one day I was feeling very anxious and just down on myself. And I was involved with a girl, and it was hard to be vulnerable with her because I didn't know how to like deal with it, and I'm scared to do that because sometimes that happens and then they get scared and they leave.
Yep.
So I just put it into the music, and then a week after the thing ended with the girl, not even a week actually, I think 2 days, I made What Changed.
So What Changed is a sooner, more recent song.
Yeah.
Is that one of those songs that was like, you kind of added last minute?
Yeah, What Changed, The Start of the End, and Try For You, and For the Hell of It. Those are the recent ones.
I love to hear you talking about how music is a good outlet for you. That's, you can't say what you want to say, but then you go into the booth, you go onto the mic, and you can really say what you want to say. Do you want to say anything about that and how music has helped you at all?
Oh yeah, music. If I didn't have music to like outlet to, who knows where I'd be.
Yeah, that's very true. You didn't have a lot of features on this album. You had 2 features. One was Remy Revenge, and the other one was Your Brother. How did those 2 come about? How did those 2 features? How did you decide on the songs and stories?
Me and Remy's Revenge, he found me on TikTok. He commented on one of my TikToks, which was actually promoting 3 a.m. on Pine Road in July. And he was asking me if I had Discord. And so I sent him my Discord. And then we just started talking through there, and then I sent him the open for In the Past. And he did his thing, bro.
Yeah, that song, his vocals on that's a good song.
He did his thing, bro.
That's when that song came out as the first
single,
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is. But then I heard the whole album, and I was like, this is interesting because it kind of has kind of like an R&B style, kind of like more pop. I feel like.
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of Too Much, and I feel like it's placed perfect. Like looking at the track list, I don't think it wouldn't have fit anywhere else besides that second spot.
Yeah.
And it transitions perfectly with that sample. Like when I was hearing the sample throughout, like just looking at the track list, when I was hearing the sample for the first time on Fighting Fire with Fire, I was like, this sample's going to transition. I bet you he transitions. Because I was on the video. I think I said, I was like, I have a feeling it's going to transition. And I'm not going to listen to it In the Past because I'm not going to fake react to it or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm going to hear the transition, and I knew it. Because just from the sample and then the sample on that song, I was like, they're going to go in together. What about with Your Brother on the line / or whatever it was? What is it called? Stuck on You.
Yeah.
And then the line.
Me and him have been wanting to make a song like that for ever, it seems like. So I found this guitar sample, and I put it in the FL Studio. I just started spitballing random humbles and shit, and then I put words on top of it, and then Aiden walked down while I was recording, and I was like, oh wait, do you want to hop on this? And he was like, sure. So we went to Chipotle, and I showed him the song in the car. He was like, oh yeah, I'll definitely hop on that.
That's really cool. I always love hearing the stories about how songs are made and like the behind the scenes. How is that making songs with your brother? Is that like a cool moment?
It's the best, bro.
Because you've been on his album, he's been on your album before.
Yeah.
You made singles together.
when you look up to someone
Mhm.
and then you like have the same passion and you take on those passions together, it's like it's magical.
Very
basically.
cool. Did any songs that made it almost not make it or get thrown away? Any songs that?
Tried for You actually almost didn't make it. Because I thought it might have been too late, and I didn't have it like fully mixed yet.
Mhm.
I think Hard on Ice almost didn't make it.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Need You Here was basically on the verge of getting cut until the last week I planned the track list. And Stuck on You actually was about almost getting cut.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't know if like I didn't know if I could legally post it because of the line.
Yeah.
But then I just used it as a cover.
So how does that work? Because I saw you credited, Leroy. How does
Mhm.
is it just because you used his flow? Because you didn't use any
Yeah.
lyrics. Is it because the sample from the guitar? Or is it the flow that would have?
I used the melody, like his flow, yeah.
So that would have been.
So that's his writing credit.
That's it, the flow. I didn't know flows were writing credits at all.
Well, I just did that because like I didn't want to just not put him.
That is true. Is that kind of cool to see?
It is sick, yeah.
I was like, that's kind of cool to have his name in the credits.
Yeah.
So what is one of the main inspirations for this album? I feel like the first time is
Yeah.
a huge inspiration.
Definitely
After
a
talking
big
about that,
inspiration.
I feel like even like the layout of a lot of the songs, like
Yeah.
Fighting Fire with Fire sounds kind of like
Sorry. Yeah. Very inspiring.
Hard on Ice is kind of a little bit sounds like What Went Wrong.
Yeah.
It got that like little part.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these songs, You Hurt Me could easily, in my opinion, be compared to like a Where Do You Sleep kind of song. Like they've got similar
I can
vibes.
see that, yeah.
Not like lyrically or flow wise, but they just have similar vibes to them. Kind of like that.
Similar layout and song, yeah.
Is there any one lyric or verse that you're really proud of on this album?
I lost my self-respect for you.
Isn't that on? It's the other one. What's the other name of the song that sounds like Bleed or not Bleed? It sounds like Blind.
Try for You.
Try for You. That's what it's on.
Mm-hmm. That's the first lyric. As soon as I said that, I was like, oh, I'm in my bag now. Like I said that and I was like in my head, I was like, this about to be a hit.
Yeah, that song. When I heard that, I was like, well, I heard the beat come in, and I was like, is this another song that's like Blind?
Yeah.
And that was crazy. Talk about Blind again. When you first put out Blind and I first heard it and I was texting you about it, I was like, this might be the best song you've ever made. And you texted me and you responded, you were like, if you think this is good, just wait till you hear the album. And I was like, there's no way. Blind is one of the best things I've heard him make. And then I heard the album and I was like, Blind might even be my top 3 or 4 now.
Yeah.
On this album, like, that was the perfect rollout in my opinion. Like, not putting out You Hurt Me or not putting out
Yeah.
What Changed, like not putting out those songs that are gems in my opinion, was like, you did a good rollout on that. Besides the ones you talked about with your brother, are there any stories, mates album, any songs you remember making specifically?
With my brother? Or just like
Just in general in the album.
Well, 3 AM on Pine Road, obviously.
Yeah.
With you and Gavin in the studio. Gavin getting his little one line in.
Oh, what was this one line? I don't even remember what it was.
I forgot. Oh, fucked up in a room full of bad.
That was his line?
I think so. No.
No, it wasn't his line, because I remember afterwards, and you sent me the song, and we were just sitting there. I played it loud, and he was like, fucked up in a room full of bad bitches. And Gavin goes, me and River are bad bitches. You walk in the room, you're like, what? And you're like, he was like, you should have made it. Fucked up in a room with Gavin and River.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was a trip.
It was a trip.
Yeah, but besides that, the interludes,
Yeah,
because it's the first time I ever did that,
Mhm.
and it was just like, it was different. Hearing my voice talking, it made me like cringe out at first, I'm not gonna lie.
I thought it was good. Raymond told me that he was like, how you text me and you said he thinks they're cringy. I was like, dude, I think it makes it feel so personal. Like what I was saying earlier about Fighting
That's
Fire.
why I put it on there, because it definitely made the album feel different.
How did you script it out, or did you just turn the mic on and you're like, I'm just gonna say what I want to say? How did that work?
I kind of had a plan for each one, what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have like a script. I kind of just spitballed a topic basically.
That's cool. Yeah, I could tell it was spitball because it felt so real because it wasn't. I feel like I could tell it wasn't scripted because you
Yeah.
like there wasn't like a stutter, but you paused for a second and
Mhm.
keep saying what you were saying. I was like, definitely because if it was scripted, you'd be like, speaking. You wouldn't have
Yeah.
been like so like you. It felt really like that transition from wasn't it the interlude that went to
From being everything to nothing or something.
Yeah.
I honestly forgot the name of it.
But that transition was so cool because you can hear it in the background.
Mhm.
And the first time I heard it, I had to play it back. Or maybe it was like the second time I heard it, because I know the lyrics to 3 AM on Pine Road. So I was just playing it in my head. I was like, duh, duh, duh. And I was like, oh yeah, what is he saying? That was cool. I like how that transitioned over. What do you want your fans to take away most from this album?
What do I want my fans to take away most from this album? Honestly, it's just the start of the end of any relationship is gonna hurt for a while, but you will be okay.
Very sure.
Very, it'll definitely hurt for a while, but once you're out of that little hurt phase, you'll be good.
Very true.
Yeah.
So how did you choose the cover arts, and what was the I know Matt Visuals did the cover.
Mm-hmm.
What was that day like? What was the process like?
Well, I had basketball conditioning. Yeah, it was terrible. And then I went to Zaxby's and I was just talking about I was with Hampton. I was talking about what should I do and all that. And then I got to my house, got my bandana, and me and Matt just met up at River Green Park, literally in my neighborhood, or actually his neighborhood too. But then we just went for in the forest and to this big hill and stuff. And dude, he's very talented.
He is very talented. The way he edited those pictures
With little bee in front. I don't even know. I didn't know how he did that.
Did he edit the bee or was the bee there?
The bee was there, I think. I don't even know if it's a bee. I have no idea.
When Raymond showed me, because me and Raymond were at Chipotle that day,
Yeah.
and we were sitting there eating, he was like, "Oh yeah, honey, you just sent me the he said I think you said to him while we were there. He was
Yeah.
like, "Honey, you just sent me the file for it." I was like, "Let's look over them." And I saw the one with the bee, and I was like, "That's the cover."
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Yeah, that's what Huddy told me." I was like, "That's definitely the one."
Yeah.
I don't know how he might. I don't think he edited it in. I think it was just something.
It was it was definitely just something perfect timing. Yeah.
Like that's one of those things.
Alright, sorry.
Sorry. So I noticed, a lot of the times when this goes back to stories and stuff and making the album and such. A lot of the times when I look through your credits for your songs, when the albums came out, and anytime I stream or watch it, I always look at the credits, just because I'm curious on who produced it and who wrote them. It's usually just you and maybe one other person on a couple songs. I feel like on this, almost every song had someone in there with writing. How's that?
Well, this album, I definitely wanted the lyrics to be on top of the game.
Yeah.
Most lyrical not most lyrical, but most well spoken I've been for sure. And I wanted to make sure of that and have a bunch of people with me that I trust to help me write this.
So we talked about having all those people in the credits and you have to choose people you trust. How do you become so open, your friends and people you love, your brother? Are you ever, I saw this Kid Laroi interview one time and he was like, sometimes I'm saying something in the studio with a bunch of people and I'm like, damn, it sounds lame. Or, how do you become so open in front of the people that you care about and they're your friends?
Well, because the only way that you can have a real, good relationship with someone is honesty.
That's true.
So I make sure I'm the most honest with the people I love the most.
So I want to hear about your creative process. How do you come up with the flows, the styles, the lyrics when you're, have a beat in mind? How do you decide on that?
So I definitely listen to a lot of music before I make the music.
Yeah.
So I take inspiration from all the music I listen to and kind of just combine it. And making the beat, I don't even know. I kind of just hear stuff randomly.
Yeah.
Fighting Fire with Fire, it was all just as soon as I heard the sample,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I can already hear how the drums are going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have that creative process go.
Yeah. And for my flows and stuff, I record on a loop sometimes 3 times, just humming and mumbling random melodies and stuff. And then I just put random words on top. Not random words, but lyrics on top.
Lyrics, random words.
Yeah, random words.
Yeah, just say random words. That doesn't make any sense. I hopped in my PS5 and then I got on the 4-wheeler. And then I drove through the parking lot. And then I bought a TV.
I'm just imagining the most completely wrong sentence. I hopped on my fish. He took me to the go-kart.
He took me to the go-kart. Oh my god. So have you ever, because you talked about how sometimes just the mood of the day, how you're feeling that moment when you're making a song. Do you ever wake up and you're like, I want to make this kind of song today, or I want to, and you immediately do it? Is that how you
Yeah, that's how it was for Blind.
Oh really?
Yeah.
You just heard is it, because obviously
Blind.
Inspired by Nights Like This.
Yeah, I remember the day before, I heard a loop from the Reliquary Sounds.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I saw it in the credits.
But I heard the loop and I was like, oh, that's what I'm making tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I definitely made it the next day.
Are you always just like, if you're driving down the street or something, you just like get a flow or a melody in your head, or
I always
you're,
put it down.
you're just like, all right, we got it.
Yep.
Red light, put it down real quick.
Yep.
How often does that happen, or is it?
Very often. A lot in the shower for some reason.
A lot in the
A
shower.
lot in the shower.
Are you listening to music when you're in the shower, or are you just like, no music, your mind's just running?
I used to a lot, but now I don't really listen to music in the shower now.
You just let your mind go.
Yep.
It's probably a good time to do it. This
Yeah.
is the weirdest going, how Huddy showers. And the thing is, he's gonna be like, Huddy talks about new album, blah blah blah, making a song with his brother, and taking a shower.
How Huddy takes a shower every day. And every night.
Daily routine of Huddy shower. Young Huddy dishes through a shower routine. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I feel like we've talked about almost everything. One last question, I feel like. So what's coming next? Is there a deluxe? Do you have another album that you're already having in mind?
Well, there's definitely going to be a deluxe.
Do you have a date for that? Do you want to say, or do you just want to keep it a little?
I'm aiming for December.
Aiming for
Right
December?
now.
Okay.
But there's no promise that it'll happen in December.
Alright.
But
Are you adding stuff because of that, or is it a...
what do you
Like,
mean?
are you pushing off to December because you want the album to get time, or you want to add more stuff?
I want the album to get time.
Alright.
Yeah. But the next album, I already have some recorded. And I'm willing to show one for the
You're
video.
willing to show? I would love that. Can you show it?
Yes.
Do you have any, like, style in mind? Do you have anything you
Well,
want to say?
so basically, I'm going to say it just because,
Mm-hmm.
but
No, I can always edit this out if you want me to. Like, if you text me on the way home, you're like, actually, just cut that out. Okay, got it.
so these next couple albums is basically going to be all like a story combined, basically.
Alright.
Like the start of the end, and then I don't even know what this next one's going to be called, but it's basically like the I Don't Need You.
I love that.
So it's,
Kind of a get back kind of style. Do you have any time frame, or are you going to take your time? What is your...
I'm just taking my time with this
Alright.
one. But I don't know what the project after that will be, but I know that this one's going to be like I Don't Need You Anymore.
Alright.
So basically, how are they, can they hear this from you?
What you can do is just play it now, and if you send me it, I'll just play it over the
Okay.
thing.
All these bitches the same, I swear they copy and paste. Who would've thought Shawty gon' leave me for a lane? Who would've thought Shawty wouldn't even stay in a lane? If you wanna ride a bitch, she told me she riding the wave.
Alright.
I mean, damn, have your way. Fuck is you doing? Everything was fake. If you gonna lie, put you in your place. I did it every day. I can't love you no more, put that on the game. How you gonna lie straight?
I hear like a heat kind of
I
feel.
can't feel a thing.
Yeah.
Now it's fun, motherfucker. Bitches, I'm gon' live lavish. She gonna call me, she call me average. She gon' really turn me to a savage. Now it's fuck, motherfucker. Bitches, and I'ma just throw it, fuck up the bag. The kind that you let me for me in a bag. You know it's a Denver, that shit is just tragic, yeah.
It's still unmixed. Like, it's not fully mixed yet, but
Alright.
that's definitely going on.
That's an exciting thing to look for the future. That's like, that's gonna be good. I like how your idea of it's being a whole story
Yeah.
of it going together. All right. Well, do you have anything left you want to say? Go stream Start of the End on all platforms.
Go stream Start of the End.
Links will be in the description.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, is that all?
That should be it.
All right. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me, bro.
All right. Clap and dap. Oh, that was
Aura.
Aura. Clean way to end it. Description. Songs. Listen.
Description. Songs. Listen. Bro put 3 sentences into 3 words.